Once, in a small, quiet town just outside Boise, Idaho, there lived a boy named Jake. He lived with his parents, his little brother, and his grandfather in a small wooden house at the end of a dusty road. Jake's grandpa was the kind of man people in town respected, the wise old soul everyone called when life got confusing. Folks from all over, farmers, shop owners, even the sheriff, would stop by his porch for advice. But Jake wasn't like his grandpa at all. Jake had one huge problem. He was painfully, unbelievably lazy. If laziness were a sport, Jake would have been the undefeated champion of Idaho. He pushed everything to later. If he needed to do homework today, he'd say, "I'll knock it out tomorrow." Tomorrow came. He'd push it again. Days passed, tasks piled up, and the guilt hit him only after the damage was done. School wasn't much better. While his friends were getting ahead, joining clubs, getting good grades, planning their futures, Jake stayed behind, stuck in the same place like an old rusty truck that wouldn't start. His dad tried yelling, grounding him, taking away his phone. Nothing worked. So finally, desperate for help, his dad turned to the only person Jake would listen to, Grandpa. Grandpa thought long and hard. Then one quiet morning, he called Jake onto the porch. The sun was rising over the fields, painting everything gold. Grandpa reached into his pocket and pulled out a small black stone. "Jake," he said softly, "this isn't just any rock. This right here is a magic stone. If you rub it against iron, it'll turn that iron into pure gold." Jake's heartbeat jumped. Gold? Real gold? In a small Idaho town where everyone was barely getting by, gold wasn't just money, it was a whole new life. Grandpa continued, "I'm leaving for one day. I'll be back tomorrow evening. Until then, this stone is yours. You can turn as much iron into gold as you want. But listen carefully. When I come back, I'm taking it with me. You only have until tomorrow evening. Use your time wisely, Jake." Jake nodded eagerly, clutching the stone like it was $1 million lottery ticket. That night, Jake sat on his bed, imagining himself rich, living in a big house in Seattle, driving a black truck, buying anything he wanted. "I've got tons of time," he told himself. "Tomorrow morning, I'll hit the scrapyard, grab some iron, and boom, gold." He ate dinner, watched some videos, and went to sleep dreaming like a king. The next morning, he woke up slow, stretched, and said, "Grandpa won't be back till evening. Chill, let me grab breakfast first." After eating, he felt tired again. "Let me rest for 10 minutes," he thought. 10 minutes turned into an hour, then 2. Soon he was knocked out cold, sleeping through the day while opportunity waited outside his door. By the time he woke up, the Idaho sky was already turning orange. Panic hit him. He jumped out of bed, grabbed his shoes, and sprinted to the door. But when he opened it, he froze. Grandpa was already standing on the porch. Jake's heart dropped to the floor. Grandpa held out his hand. "Your time is up." Jake's eyes filled with tears. "Grandpa, please, just give me one more hour. I'll go to the yard right now. I just want a little gold, just one chance." But Grandpa looked at him with sad, disappointed eyes. "Jake," he said quietly, "lazy people never achieve anything in life. You had a full 24 hours. You could have changed your life, but instead you wasted time. You told yourself later, and now your later is gone." He took the stone from Jake's trembling hand. "This is your punishment. Life doesn't reward people who don't respect time." Jake stood there, feeling like the wind had been knocked out of him. He wasn't just sad, he was devastated. Because he knew Grandpa was right. He had lost something priceless, not because life was unfair, not because he didn't have a chance, but because he threw it away. Tears rolled down his face as he whispered, "I'm sorry, Grandpa. I swear I'll never be lazy again. I'll use my time right." And that day changed him. See, Jake had more than 24 hours to buy a piece of iron, just a simple 30-minute task. But procrastination turned a small job into an impossible one. And that's what happens to so many of us. We delay, we wait, we say later, tomorrow, next week, and before we know it, the chance is gone forever. Life works just like that magic stone. Opportunities come with a timer, and time doesn't care if you're tired, sleepy, or not in the mood. If you want something, start now, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready. Now. Time doesn't wait for anybody. And if you don't value time, time won't value you back. If this story inspired you, hit like, share it with someone who needs a wake-up call, and subscribe for more powerful stories. I'll be back soon. Until then, stay patient, stay grateful, and keep moving forward.